Hey everybody, Rox9 here with the series Cube, thinking inside the box, not out of the box, in the box. And I haven't done this in a little while, but I know I've gotten comments asking me to try to run through the colors of my cube and show what I was thinking. The cube itself is not 100% finished, I'm still balancing colors, but there are 720 cards in the cube. And we already went over the lands and the artifacts, and some stuff has changed, but not dramatically enough to really change those videos. But we're going to go into the colors now. We're going to start off with black. So my cube rules, because the specifications of each person's cube can be very different, and for mine, there are no foils, no foreign cards in my cube, and the rule is when a card goes into the cube, it has to be $50 or less. So Liliana the Veil is in the cube because when she went in, she was about $40. Now she may be 60, 70, 80, whatever, but she was 50. So if a card comes out of the cube when it's expensive, it doesn't go back in. But if it's in already, it's fine. If you guys have comments and thoughts, I really would like constructive criticism, cards I'm missing, cards you'd recommend I add, put them down below in the comment section. Once I go through, please let me know that feedback. We'll start off with Her Highness Liliana the Veil. She is the only black planeswalker in my cube, and people do a number of different planeswalkers potentially, but Liliana is very easily draftable in my cube, and she fits into lots of decks. Of course, she's very powerful with great abilities, so she's a sure of in. For the 1-drops, we got Gruul Vampire, because I want to make black have an aggro side, so I do want to have a good amount of black aggro and control. That's the main focus of black. It's kind of the middle thing, because green and white have the most creatures because they're aggro beatdown. Red is a lot of burn and, you know, that kind of stuff, burn spells. And we have blue being control and black being kind of in the middle, aggro and control. Thrall Parasite, it extorts for 1/1 for 1, but the fact is you can remove a counter from target non-land permanent. This is important because of planeswalkers and other things like that. Disciple the Vault, I really support artifacts in my cube, and Disciple is kind of a shoe-in for that. Diagraph Ghoul is an aggro 1-drop. Vampire Lacerator is an aggro 1-drop. Vampires and zombies seem to get along. Gravecrawler, there is kind of a zombie sub-theme where I'd like there to be, where there's at least 6 to 8 zombies, but the main thing is Gravecrawler is a very powerful 1-drop and can be recast if you have another zombie. Hexmage kills planeswalkers, that's pretty much why it's in here, and it's a nice aggro card. Tugu's Shade is an aggro card. Wrathy Trapper is actually a control card. I'm not sure if I love it, but it's Modern Masters, and I had one, so I thought I needed another 2-drop. Dothy Horror has Shadow. Shadow really helps with aggro because it's hard. I mean, you can't block unless you have Shadow. But there are a good amount of Shadow creatures, hopefully in the cube, over time, so this card won't be as unstoppable. And it also cannot be blocked by white creatures, which is nice. Blood Artist is really powerful. There's a couple of synergies in here in terms of sack outlets to make people lose life and you gain life, but it's just all around a good card. Knight of Infamy is aggro and really nice against white. The Exalted is a big boost if you're not running as much aggro, more control, and even not 2 for a 2/1 with pro white's not bad. Pack Rats, just to be mean, because Pack Rats is evil and awesome. Vampire Interloper, again, this is a little bit lower on the power scale, but any advice, please give. It's flying vampire. Geralt's Messenger is very black heavy, but it does encourage mono black or black and one other color decks. And of course, with the Undying, the damage loss, the zombie element, it's all good. Hypnotic Spectre, it messes your opponents up by discarding at random, and it's flying. Crusader is probably the only Infect card left in my cube. I've pulled Infect out because I found that there wasn't a lot to support it. But Crusader is so powerful and can potentially win the game on his own with his double protection from red and white. And being Infect, you just get him up a little bit in power and he can potentially win the game on his own. Vampire Nighthawk, signed by Quad9S, and he did an awesome thing with the moon. But Vampire Nighthawk is a shoo-in for any black cube, even Pauper. Agent of Fates, I like this card. I'm still seeing if it works because I don't know if I have enough heroic because I don't do a lot of auras. There may not be enough heroic to support him, but he seems just so powerful. 3 for 3/2 Death Touch is good on its own, but with that heroic, it's monstrous. Bone Shredder, I have a couple of these kind of cards where it comes in, destroys stuff, and that's pretty much why it's here. You'll probably use it as a removal spell. Dothy Marauder, 3/1 for 3, but it has Shadow, which is again important. Gets right through your opponent's defenses. Grixis Battle Mage, I'm using mostly for Reanimator, and the fact is, if you're running aggro, you don't want your opponent's big creatures blocking your slightly smaller ones, or even killing your creatures, so you don't want them to trade. Very versatile Guild Mage, Battle Mage, I like it. Battle Mages, I have a bunch of these from Apocalypse. They're very versatile. They let you splash, and they get awesome abilities if you scale up. So what can I say? This one lets you bounce creatures back and lets you potentially destroy land. Very awesome. Stinkweed Imp, Modern Masters. It's a great card, really powerful, and has Dredge, which lets you reuse it. Bane the Living is removal on a stick. Bloodline Keeper is a vampire. Well, as you saw, there are some vampires in here, and of course, on its own, it still is a machine and can potentially win the game on its own. Tombstalker, it's at the 4 slot because it is usually played for 4, and 4/4/5/5 flying is still good, if not insane. Necrotal kills stuff, and you want your creatures to be killing stuff a lot also. If possible, Skin Render kills stuff. Cryptghast, a lot of people might not agree with this one, but I find Cryptghast really can ramp you up very quickly, and in Cube, where you have lots of very powerful bomb drops, being able to turn your 2 or 3 swamps into double mana can potentially swing the game in your favor. Awesome card. Shadowborn Demon blows stuff up, and even 5 for a destroy creature is fine, but the fact that also if you have 6 creatures in your graveyard, you don't lose anything. It also is a sack outlet. It's a Baneslayer for black, which is great. Shriekmaw, it's kind of like before, you can evoke it, or it has fear, which makes it evasion. It's a very powerful, versatile card. Grave Titan, we don't have to go over. Is a zombie lord who's amazing. Nephrox may come out, I don't know, but it forces sacking of creatures, which is important when you have so many creatures in here with indestructible and awesome abilities. Forcing sack, it's also a 6/6 flying. Most of the time when it attacks for 6, it's very good. Kakusho, I don't know if it's quite powerful enough, but I love Kakusho, and this is an original that I pulled myself, so I want to have it in here. Harvester of Souls, again, another card. I'm not quite sure about these power levels, but Harvester of Souls is 5/5 Death Touch, but the fact is, when anyone's non-token creature dies, you draw a card, so it's a huge draw engine. Very good late game. Shieldred is a monster. Some of the bombs are going to be pretty obvious. Grizzlebrand is an absolute monster, especially if you manage to get Reanimator going. Slaughter Pact kills stuff for 0. 3 later, but 0. Booster Tutor, I saw this in Quad 9S's Cube, and I thought, this is hilarious, and it's pretty good. Because I'm not going to do an actual sealed booster, I'm going to have you can take another Cube booster, so they could potentially be a huge swing card in your favor, which is wow. Or you could get nothing, but it's still fun. Dark Ritual ramps you up, awesome. Ultimate Price, remove stuff. Doomblade, everything dies to Doomblade, right? Or not everything, but a lot of things. Go for the Throat, kill stuff. And there are a lot of artifacts in here, so it's not quite as universally awesome as you'd think. Dismember, kill stuff, easily splashable. Ropey's Whisper, this card might come out, but it's also kill stuff. Hero's Downfall, the ultimate kill stuff card. Murder, murder is murder. Slaughter, it's nice that you can buy it back, even though 4 life in EDH is better than here, but even so, being able to get a kill spell 2-3 times is very good. Same thing with Snuff Out, you can pay 4 life instead of its cost, so it could be a 0 cost, or 4 life to destroy a non-black creature. Very awesome. Mind Twist, talk about control cards, this card is scary. People don't like Mind Twist coming at them. The ultimate disruption card in this cube. Innocent Blood kills stuff and can let you use as a sack outlet. Usually it's 1 for removal. Early game especially. Bump in the Night is, I'm not quite sure if I love it or not, but it's in here. Duress, control. Appetite for Brains, control. I know I'm missing Inquisition of Kozilek. I really hope they reprint it in that modern event deck, so that way it goes down in price and I can get one. Reanimate. There is, well, actually, I don't know why. Thoughtseize is another control card, but Reanimate, there's a good amount of bring stuff back. Sinkhole, it's just the most powerful land destruction card probably printed, so why not? Hymn to Turak, more disruption. Distress, more disruption. Chainer's Edict, kill stuff. Exhume, Reanimation, one of the better ones. I'm missing Entomb, I have 4 of them, but they're foiled, and as I said, no foils in here, so if you don't have a foil one, or if you have one that's not foiled, I would like it very much. Rain of Tears, destroy land. Very Live, lets you tutor for Reanimator. Beacon of Unrest, again Reanimator, but you can steal your opponent's stuff and it hits artifacts too. It's never a loss. Living Death is a wrath spell, rise from the grave, steals from opponent's grave, might not be good enough, is at 5, so only gets a creature, but still. Unburial Rites flashback, lets you splash it, very nice. Corrupt, this requires really mono black to be absolutely brutal, otherwise it's fine. Animate Dead, another removal, or rather reanimating card. Dance the Dead is also pretty darn good as well. Instead of animates taking away, this gives +1/+1, but it has to, I'm pretty sure you have to pay 2 to untap it. which is not quite as good. Necromancy, instant speed, steal stuff from any grave, so that's pretty awesome, and we're near the end here. Heartless Summoning, there's a lot of awesome bombs in the cube, and more often than not in decks that are more long-term control. This card lets you play your huge bombs, have your removal early on, but then your long-term bombs are actually cheaper. Bitter Blossom, because before it went up, this was in here when it was 20 bucks. Now it's, gosh knows, a lot more. But it also is a monster, especially if you throw a sword onto the guys. It's crazy. And Phyrexian Arena is a draw engine powerhouse. Those are the black cards in my cube, and of course I'll have the whole cube list down below in the description. If you guys had any constructive thoughts or comments, please put them down, along with any suggestions you may have in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, stay tuned for the other colors. Tap the like button and check in and subscribe. As always, Roxbox90 signing up. See you guys next time.